Hey y'all, it's Diesel, and I'm at the TA in Robertsville, Alabama. So I pulled in to get fuel, and the screen was working on, for the fuel pump. So I pushed the card in, and it freezes up. So I'm pushing buttons to see if I can get it to unfreeze. All of a sudden, the screen just goes, and it resets. I said, okay, this time, since it did that, I'll put the card in, pull it out, and I'll only push on one button. So I waited, and it takes about 10 minutes for this to do it again. And the screen did it again. Just, jumble, and it goes back on. All right. So then now, I go inside, and the lady, in there, and she's talking, I'm up there, it's my turn to, tell her what I need. I'm like, hey, I need the pump turned on. But she's talking to whoever. I don't know if she's on the phone or what, but she's talking, and but not listening to me. She's like, what? And I'm like, she's like, what's the truck number again? What do you need? And I'm like, I need $200 cash advance also. And then she's like, okay. And then she said, do you need diesel and def? I'm like, yeah, I need diesel and def. Okay. So after we got that squared away, I come back out, and I'm on pump number 11, and I went and I got my diesel. Then after that, I hung up the diesel pumps, and I tried to get the def pump. Wouldn't turn on. That's a son of a gun, So I look, and the lady is out there smoking a cigarette on top of the stairs. So I holler out to her. I'm like, "There's no def," and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, there's no def. And she's like, there's no def? And I'm like, there's no def. And so then she's like, there's no def? I'm like, there's no def. So then she comes down to pump 11, and she's like, there's no def. I'm like, yeah, there's no def. Straight out of it, I felt like I was in a Seinfeld episode. And just crazy. Okay, so anyway, I never got my def, and but I go back inside, and I told her, I need my cash advance. And she's like, how much you need again? All right, 200. So then finally I get my 200. Then there's a restaurant here called Miss J's Cafe, and I went in over there, and there's like 6 people sitting inside there, but they're all eating. But it says, please wait, to be seated. So I'm waiting to be seated. And I stood there for about 30 minutes waiting to be seated. And I know it sounds crazy, but I didn't want the Sbarro pizza, and I didn't want Subway. I really wanted to eat at this Miss J's Cafe because I ate here Sunday, and the breakfast was amazing. So I thought, I'm not sitting back there without dinner, and I'm not having Subway, and I'm not having Sbarro, or however you pronounce it, but I didn't want pizza. So this Miss J's Cafe, but so finally she like, hey, just have a seat at the bar. But because of how this seat feels where I was sitting all day, I didn't want to have the seat at the bar. I wanted one of those cushy seats on, like everybody else had. So I said, can I just sit down at the table? And she's like, yeah, but I need to be wiped off. So okay, we'll wipe it off. So she eventually comes over and wipes it down for me. All right. So now I'm waiting, and she just keeps walking past me. All right. And then one time she says, because I tried to stop her, and she's like, yeah, and yes, baby. She said, and your food is coming up next. She said, I'll be here. And I thought to myself, my food is coming up next? You never even brought me a menu. My mind is blown. Like I'm curious to be like, what are you going to bring me? Well, if you could read my mind on what I wanted to eat. But eventually she caught on, and she said, she brought me on over a menu, and I'm like, I already know what I want to eat because I studied the menu when I was up there standing waiting to get into a seat. And I ordered the fettuccine, and she's like, would you want some chicken inside there? I'm like, yeah, put some chicken in there, But she brought me fettuccine soup. Yeah. there was, I had to eat it with a spoon. You know, it was, and then suck a noodle. It was like chicken noodle soup, but fettuccine tasting. And I've never had fettuccine soup. That's not what it's called, but that's what it was like. It just on what a shitty day, you know. For she brought me one drink, right? Then she like, you know, at the end of the thing, she like, would you like a drink to go? And so yeah, I got a drink to go. But oh yeah, I told her to bring me some French fries, and she brought me some French fries. These French fries were darker than what that was. They're all like nasty brown, right? And so I took a bite of it, and then ew, all right. It was so nasty, you know, just like dirty grease. So so I call, you know, the lady comes over finally, and I'm, you know, because she wants me to pay, and I'm like, I'm not paying them for the French fries. I only took a bite out of one. I said, need to take them off. She's like, well, what's wrong with them? And I'm like, the grease was really bad. She's like, what? And I'm like, listen, I'm a fat guy, and if I'm not eating it, well, you know, there's something wrong with it. There was even a bottle of ketchup there, my favorite kind of ketchup, which was Heinz. And but no, it was the worst meal I've had. I should have had Subway or Sbarro. And you ever have one of those days where it's just like everything just goes to shit? I mean, just like you need one good thing to happen that day, all right? And you know, and you look forward to, like, I look forward to eating at that Miss J's Cafe, and as far as the day was ruined. You know, a lot of days I do DoorDash or, you know, whatever like that, brings on out to the truck. I do Taco Bell, right? But today I thought, man, I'm gonna get me that good old country cooking. Nope. I had freaking fettuccine soup. That's not what it was called on the menu. It's supposed to be regular fettuccine, but I got fettuccine soup. But anyway, I've been on here long enough. It's, you know, like 7 minutes. And but I love you guys. You know, it's late. I used up, you know, like 3 hours of my 10-hour break. You know, I'm just trying to get something to eat in there. And so now I'm going to go to bed. I'm heading to Dallas. I'm going to be late there. You know, but I just feel like I'm just going to turn off the alarm and just get up whenever I want to get up. The company I work for only pays me a little bit on over $1,000 a week, and and there's no incentive. $1,000, no incentive. But I do it because, you know, as far as I need the job. But that and we can make it home every weekend, so we can go to church. I know some people will talk negative about that, but I'll never give up God. God's number one. You know, family, and you guys are my family. So little bit by little bit, I see our network growing, and I love you guys for that. Thank you so much. I got some music coming out. We need to get the numbers back up on Spotify and on YouTube. YouTube made me a partner. In case if you haven't heard, YouTube pays me 55%, but I just need the views. You know, the streams and stuff like that, the likes, the comments. Same thing here. All right, on for my Deerfield, Michigan, you know, post skyrocketed. All right, but I need some more of those posts. But I refuse to make stupid posts of like, you know, I seen these guys just doing stupid ass comedy. All right, and I'm like, that's not even funny, but people watch that shit. I was like, I don't know. But anyway, I love y'all. Diesel out, and check out my new shirts. I'm wearing one right now. It says, always wear your safety glasses because you can't hear boobs. Think about it. But I also have the you know, the child trafficking shirt, which if you buy one, we're donating $5, you know, for every shirt sold on to the Love 147, you know, group or whatever. I get the name wrong, but that's who we're donating to. and so we can help, you know, children who have been trafficking. We can help the adults, and together we can make a change. So, and also have you know, the anti-coke shirt, and if you see my other videos, well, you'll know why. But anyway, I love you guys. I'm out of here. Bye.